Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Blessings to everyone in the name of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. Even if you're not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. We don't know what kind of accent we've got today. Is it from the UK, Australia? Maybe South Africa? I don't really know, brother. But here's the thing. Alright, hang on. Listen, we've got a big show today. Maybe we're a little bit Irish. Aye, me mateys. Arg, you walk the plank. We've got a great show today for everybody because Bitcoin is printing a rare signal. Arg, a rare signal today, and we're really excited about it. All right. Shout out to Kelly Kellum from the BitLab stream. God bless you, bro. Thanks so much for dropping by, man. I hit you back on Twitter, man, so hope you got it. Sorry for being MIA for a while there. All right, y'all. All right. Man, we got some signals printed on Bitcoin right now, guys, and it's an exciting time. Make sure to smash the likes because, as usual, if we can get 1,500 likes in the first 30 minutes of the stream, we will absolutely be giving away $1,000. I have it. It's burning a hole in my Bitcoin pocket, and I just can't wait to give it away. Let's see if we can hit the like. All right, I'm going to set a timer right now. All right, got it right here on the good old iPhone 15. All right, and I got my iPhone 16 right here. All right, this thing is so high-tech, I don't even like to use it, honestly. This new iPhone is just so high-tech, it scares me. All right? I don't even know why I have that thing. All right, just a status symbol so I can walk around pretending like I'm texting on my new iPhone 16 Plus. Everyone thinks I'm so cool. And I'll bet you think I'm cool too, so make sure to smash the dang like. All right, who we got in the chat today? Let's give some shout-outs. Shout out to Porto Rock. He says, no volumen. Shout out to Justin. Mantra crap the bed. Is that OM? Yeah, I saw that, man. That's crazy, right? Shout out to Kelly Kellum. All right, bro. Sounds good, man. Shout out to Frankie Legend. Shout out to, am I buying OM? Man, I thought about, like, entering, like, a low leverage long. And I decided, nah, it's not worth it. But then I should have done it in hindsight, you know, because it got that pump. Shout out to the Whiskey Reaper. Shout out to Victor Navarro. What's going on? Shout out to Veteran Crypto. Shout out to Robo Balls. Pump it, baby. Let's make it pump. Shout out to J Armo. Shout out to Erica. He says, hey, y'all. And shout out to Splashfire Films. Holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to all the mods in the house, guys. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the BitLab. Shout out to Mark GSM. Casper from Australia. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Shout out to Fiber Splice God. Coin Operated says, let's go. Shout out to Krim ZN. Another person over here from the BitLab. Shout out to Kelly Kellum. Shout out to I Show You. Shout out to Dome Life. And Lovable Investment. Bitcoin, ESNQ move the same way right now. Yeah, it's very, very interesting times for sure. Faux show, faux show. Alright guys, we got about 1,200 people in the house. Pretty soon we're going to have enough to get our giveaway. We just got to get 1,500 likes in the first half hour. I think we can do it. What about you, NST? Shout out to you. Shout out to Crypto Coons. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Skatecrow77. And Snipered again. Who says dump it. Hopium Copium says pencil next. Shout out to DJ. Back from a camping trip. Just in time to catch a stream. That's what's up. Do I only have purple shirts? No, Eddie. I have blue and purple shirts. Just like I have blue and purple candles, bro. Alright? But oftentimes I do wear the purple. You know what I'm saying? It ain't... you know what? I don't call it purple. What do I call it? I call it... It's not purple. It's suffocated salmon. Alright? Suffocated salmon. You ever suffocated salmon? It doesn't turn blue. It turns purple because it's already pink. Alright? Let's see. Shout out to Ukasha Akhartar, who says, hola amigo. Hola mi amigo. ¿Cómo está, señor? Muy bien, gracias. Gracias. Ah, de pizza paya. Gracias, señor. Mucho bien. Shout out to my man, Frescamanax. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Alright, guys, let's get into this Bitcoin price action. Bitcoin is dumping right now. We can't reclaim the VWAP. So far, we got a lot of shorts opening up. We're going to talk about what's happening here on these time frames. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right, let's talk about that elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? That thing that everyone sees. Let's talk about it. Market Cipher B, guys, on the weekly time frame. All right, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We are printing a dang green dot below the zero line, getting me giddier than I don't even know what to say. All right, get me real dang excited. Like I just rented myself a new Kubota from the rent place, right? Skipped leg day, curling in the dang squat rack. We got ourselves a green dot of printing on Market Cipher B. Why is this so significant? Well, usually I'd say this isn't the most significant thing. We've had green dots before, specifically Monday, July 15th, my brother's birthday, 2024. Monday, August 19th, 2024. And these green dots on the weekly time frame pretty much ended up in big dumps to the downside. But I do want to point out a few things. Thing number one about this green dot. There's two major things here I want to point out about this green dot. Get me dang excited. All right, thing number one is this. This is a hidden bullish divergence. If confirmed, there's going to be a hidden bullish divergence. What is a hidden bullish divergence, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. A hidden bullish divergence is when the price is making higher lows in an uptrend, as can be seen by this green trend line on the chart. And the oscillator is making lower lows, as can be seen by this green trend line on the chart. It's called a hidden bullish divergence. It's a continuation pattern in an uptrend. We saw one of these back here, September 2023. Gave us a big old pumperoni and cheese to the upside. We saw another one down here in August 2024, September. Gave us another big pumperoni and queso to the upside. And we're seeing one right now, so far, in April 2025. Unconfirmed. We still got 6 days and 7 hours, but I'll tell you why I like it. I like it. We go down to the 2-day time frame here. And the 2-day time frame has something known as a regular bullish divergence. Okay? A regular bullish divergence is as the price is getting lower, like this, the oscillator is getting higher, right? We have a very deep momentum wave right here. Double bottom, BitBoy butt cheeks. And then we have a nice trigger wave as the price is getting lower. Strangely resembling a set of gluteus maximi in the uneven format. Why is the format uneven? There's various theories out there. The most common scientific theory is that, well, tight hip flexors on the right side, not doing the mobility work, ends up in squatting and deadlifting with improper form. The glutes don't fire. It leads to a muscular imbalance. The muscular imbalance leads to the price taking a dump. I mean, you ever try and squat heavy weight with a muscular imbalance? It'll lead to a heavy dump. You on the floor, and you might actually dump your pants. You guys ever squat down deep and then... Or is that just me? Now, this is known as a bullish divergence. All right, when you see a regular bullish divergence on a time frame such as the daily, the 2 daily, all right, the 3 daily, and the weekly is also printing a hidden bullish divergence, this is what's known as the hidden regular divergence strategy. It got its name because there's a hidden divergence happening at the same time as regular divergences on the lower time frames. See, a hidden divergence is a continuation pattern. But the way you can test that hidden divergence to ask yourself, is this really going to confirm or not? You go down. You go down the time frame. Remember, every time frame showing you the same thing from a different resolution. When we're on the weekly time frame, we're zoomed out, man. We're in the airplane, right? We can't really see what's going on in the lower time frames. You know, we got to squint. You know? Now look, instead of squinting, you can go to the eye doctor. They'll give you glasses, which will fix that problem. But also, you can go down to a lower time frame to fix the problem to get higher resolution. What's happening here on the 2-day time frame? Confirmed bullish divergence. The daily time frame, confirmed bullish divergence and money flow getting higher. All right? Now, this to me, I mean, look, I'm not a financial advisor here, but this really does look pretty nice to me, I do have to say. It does look pretty dang nice. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'll lie. It looks bad. No, it looks good. And here's something else. We also need to recognize the fact that we're coming down to a major zone of support. Right? This right here, this box, this is a major zone of support. This is the danger zone, guys. The danger zone, we've had it on our chart now for months, where we either moonshot from here or we take a massive dump. All right. We're coming to the danger zone, as can be seen from the short trades that we've had open now for millions of years, millions and billions of years ago, trillions of years ago. We've had the danger zone marked on our chart saying we either moonshot from here or we take a dump. All right. Now, I'm still short from 98K because I don't know for certain if we're going to bottom out, but, all right, but, that's the key word, guys. The key word is but. You know, that's what we're talking about, man. The but. It all makes sense now. The but. But we are seeing some nice signs here. Now, let's take a look. We'll zoom in a little bit, okay? We'll zoom in a little bit. We'll go to the daily. All right. Pull a fixed range volume profile. All right. And then we're going to take a look at this range as well. All right. This range here. Now, we have two ranges, okay? We have the sideways range. It's called the Trump range. Everybody who bought crypto because Trump won the election, they bought up here, right? They were very bullish. They said, Jason, there's no way we're going to see the 70s again, Jason. There's no way. And I said, the very fact that you said that is proof that we're going to go back to the 70s. So we came back to the 70s, and we're forming now this range right here. All right, this is the breakdown of the Trump range. The breakdown of the Trump range. All right? So, for short, we call it the breakdown of the Trump range. All right, the BTO-TTRR. All right, flows right off the tongue. The BDO-TTRR. The BDO-TTRR, my friend, my good old chap, it's just the BDO-TTRR. Now, as we're trading in the BDO-TTRR, we were looking last week at a very important area of resistance, which is 83,300. Why was that such an important area of resistance? Well, it's because if we take the Fibonacci golden pocket from the last high to the low, we've got a massive zone of confluence. We had the Fibonacci golden pocket resistance. We had the high volume node of the entire BDO-TTRR. All right? And so we're saying, okay, if we reclaim the BDO-TTRR, come back down for a retest, that's really bullish. Now, we have seen the price come up, come down for a retest. This happened on a weekend. We'll talk about that. Don't trust the weekend price action, man, but we are currently holding that as support right now, okay? So this does look bullish. A lot of things about this look bullish to me. Are we out of the bearish woods? Are we out of the bearish woods? I'm going to be frank with you guys, okay? I'll be frank. Although things are looking bullish, and although there is a good chance that the low is in here, and I would say even if the specific low is not in, definitely it's looking like the general low is in, just like based on all this like bullishness that we're seeing here. I'm expecting a significant retrace, all right? I'm expecting a significant move to the upside, okay? I really am. Even last week, Monday morning, was it Monday? It was Wednesday morning in the VIP Discord. I said I expect the rest of the week to be bullish based on market Cipher B bullish divergence. Now we have a weekly bullish divergence. So yes, I'm bullish, man. I'm bullish. But that doesn't mean hit the long button now. All right? If you're not long, you can't just long because the high time frames look bullish. You need to wait for a setup. All right, you need to wait for a setup. And if you're looking for a great community of traders where instructors give you their setups every single day, you can check out the Casper crew at jasoncaspertrading.com. Click the link to join the best trading community in the world where we give the trade setups in advance every single day. Also, guys, BLOFIN is currently offering 10% cash back, $1,000 future bonus, and we're going to be doing $100 giveaways today on this stream for people who are signed up under this link in the description and the pinned comment of the video. BLOFIN is giving away $100 to multiple people who trade under my link. Also, guys, if you want to trade with the lowest fees, MEXC currently offering this campaign $400 USDT position airdrop. All right. Actually, did this end already? Oh, it ended today. I'm sorry, guys. It's already over. Forget about it. But BITUNIX, link in the description, pinned comment, is offering a 20% deposit rebate up to $400. Plus, depending on your ROI, this has nothing to do with your trading volume. It has to do with the percentage on your account. You could win these juicy prizes, and based on your actual trading volume, you have a chance to win up to $60,000. All right? So, check it out. Links in the pinned comment, description. All right? Jay Shillington, you're just here to shill exchanges. No, that's not true. I'm also here to shill Market Cipher. If you want to trade on Market Cipher, we got a link in the description. The best indicator on TradingView by far. I love Market Cipher. If it weren't for Market Cipher, I'd still be working at McDonald's using the MACD instead of dang Market Cipher, but using the MACD and the RSI. All right, getting wrecked over here. Now, back to the chart. And by the way, we do have enough people in the chat right now to do our $1,000 giveaway. All right, our $1,000 giveaway. So smash the likes. 1,500 likes, we get to do our giveaway. Let's see how much time we have left. We still have 11 minutes, guys. 11 minutes. 11. Look at that. 11 minutes left to smash the likes for a $1,000 giveaway, and we're already giving away hundreds of dollars. Man, we're just giving stuff away. Now, we pay to stay. We pay you to stay in the Casper Crew YouTube channel, man. We pay you to stay. You know? Now, let's see. We already did giveaways this morning in the VIP. If you sign up for the VIP, we do giveaways every single Monday, guys. Like I say, we pay you to stay. All right? Now, look. If we want to get super bullish, here's what really needs to happen. We need to change market structure. Now, we've already, in my opinion, seen something very bullish here, which is we're back inside the local range. We've reclaimed 80,800. We've reclaimed 83,000. If we want to get really bullish now, we need to reclaim 90K, get a back test, and then I'd say we hit new all-time highs. First, we go to 97K. All right, 97K is very key resistance right now, okay? But we could very easily see something like this. Now, I know, tariffs and this and that. I haven't even been paying attention to that crap. I ain't got time for that crap. Literally, my whole life is chaotic right now, all right? My life is in utter chaos. Okay, I have no idea what's been happening with the tariffs. Every time I turn around, there's tariffs, there's not. Just kidding, no electronic tariffs, none on China. There are, there's not, I don't know. I don't care. You know why? Because my whole life, I've been trading Bitcoin since 1983. And all I look at is the chart, okay? I just look at the chart. So I don't care about tariffs, I don't care about this and that. All I know is if we reclaim $90,000, we make a higher high here, that is change of market structure on our weekly time frame. All right, we're going to put in a higher weekly close than we did back here in March. And that's bullish, okay? And when you have bullish divs on the weekly, bullish divs on the 3-day, on the 2-day, on the 1-day, money flow getting higher, and you're changing market structure on the weekly, you're reclaiming major resistance now. That, to me, makes me ultra bullish. I don't care what Trump says. I don't care what Eland says, okay? I believe that the fundamentals will follow the technicals, and vice versa. The technicals will follow the fundamentals. All right, that's my view. If you don't have that same view, I don't know what to tell you, man. You obviously don't trade with a plunger. And if you have one, you don't lick it twice a day to taste what the markets are doing. Tastes like a dump. Now, where were we? Right. The Bitcoin chart. We've gone through the technicals here. Things are looking nice. All right, now, let's discuss potential bearish scenarios here. Because, look, the weekly bullish divergence is not confirmed. If it confirms, I'm very confident that we will get a big pump. Now, remember, things like this do take time. Like, I would like to just bring to your attention, we confirmed our hidden bullish divergence back here Monday, the 16th of September, 2024. And then, literally, 1, 2, 3 weeks of downside before the big pump, right? 3 weeks of downside before the big pump. All right, we confirmed one back here in September 2023. 2 weeks of downside, guys, before the big pump, okay? So like I said, just because I'm bullish doesn't mean you long now. It means you wait for a setup, right? We wait for a setup. We confirm this dot. That means I'm looking for that long. That's going to bring us everything we ever hoped for when we got into crypto. Why did we get into crypto? Because we didn't have a lot of money but we wanted to make a lot of money. And we wanted to be able to look our parents in the eye and say, Ma, you were wrong about me. Yeah, I dropped out of high school and I tried to make it as a musician and it didn't work out. And yeah, I haven't had a job and I live in my car, but look, I'm smart. I'm smart. Yeah, I watched the YouTube videos that said Bitcoin's gonna pump. And now look, it's pumping, baby, and I'm rich, and I'm gonna buy you a house, and I'm gonna buy everyone a house. That's why we got into crypto, right? And you know, this is one of those things where, you know, we could get that move, you know, that big move. Okay, man, sorry, I don't mean to project myself onto the whole audience here. So, let's discuss a few other things here. First of all, I would like to say this. Even if the bottom is not in, right? Even if we take the lows, again, I do just want to point out the fact that we did not hit the Fibonacci golden pocket. Okay? If we take the macro Fibonacci pull from the low to the high, put on the 382 Fib level, all right, we did not hit that either, okay? We also did not backtest the support resistance flip. So we get another dip, okay? There are still levels here where I would be quite interested in a bounce, all right? I'd say down to the POC of this macro range, okay? So this is still our danger zone, don't get me wrong. But what's getting me so excited here is that even if we, let's say, come even lower, right, get a bigger capitulation, things are still looking bullish on the chart, all right? We're still seeing hidden bullish divs on our weekly. We're still seeing confirmed bullish divs on our daily, and you cannot see confirmed bullish divs on the daily for very long without a big pump. Like, look at this, okay? We had confirmed bullish div on the daily, we got a pump, but then we made another low. That other low gave us another drive of divergence, and that just so happened to be the bottom, all right? So what I'm saying is, as we're watching this happen, the chart is not looking ultra bearish on these high time frames. To me, the chart's looking bullish. And if people are feeling bearish about the tariffs, to me, I'm looking at the chart saying, man, this could be a good opportunity, right? This could be a good opportunity. So again, a bearish scenario, I'm looking, we come down into the danger zone again, we get another bounce, boom, boom, baby, to boom. Now, another opportunity, of course, is we change market structure on the weekly. And then we look for the introverted head and shoulders pattern, okay? We got our shoulder, our head, and our shoulder, all right? Introverted head and shoulders. Introverted. You know? Those introverts, man, you know who I'm talking about. Those kids in high school. Like the neckbeards, you know, the ones that come in with a sock on their head, right? They're super losers, don't get invited to the parties, have no friends. You know what I'm saying? But they're working hard at McDonald's, putting all their money into Apple stock and Tesla stock back in 2009, because, you know, Tesla was totally a thing back then. And then when they break out, everyone pays attention, right? No one cares about the introverts when they're down here doing this. Then all of a sudden they break out and they go from this to this, right? Now all the ladies are interested. You know? She thinks my tractor's sexy, baby. He skips leg day and he wears a Pikachu hat. All right? Now everyone's asking, should I buy? Should I buy now? Jason, should I buy now? Should I buy now, Jason? Should I buy now? You know, hey, I'm long from 126,000. Where should I take profit? You think at 250K? Right? So yeah, the other opportunity here is we change the market structure. We come down for a back test. We have this historic support right here. It's going to line up perfectly with the Fibonacci golden pocket 786 zone. All right. This would also, in my opinion, be a valid long setup. If we pump straight up from here, change the structure, we reclaim $90,000, we come for a retest, this is a valid long setup, in my opinion, okay? Not financial advice. Because remember, when the bullish divergence is already confirmed and we change market structure, there's a very, 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 very high probability that the bottom actually is in. When you confirm the bull div and you change structure, there's a very high probability that the low's in. Now, some examples of where that didn't happen, right here. Okay, we had a bull div, we changed the structure, but then we made a lower low. Okay? But there's a very high chance that when you change that structure, the low is in. And so we should be looking for this. If we see a higher high, we should be looking for the back test. Okay, that's probably, we can't know for certain where it's going to be yet because we're projecting into the future. But I would reckon to say, all right, I would reckon to say it's probably going to be the high 79s, low 80s. That is potential number one. Potential number two, for me, is another dip. All right, if let's say that this trend line right here continues to push us to the downside, another dip down into the box, then the break. All right, that's how I'm feeling right now. Of course, I could be totally wrong. We could dump down and never come back. All right, Bitcoin could go to zero and the bull market could be over. It could. Like, you know, it is what it is. We gotta be honest. You know, we gotta be honest. You know, it depends. But you know, you guys already know, man. The but. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Obviously, 90,000 is going to be key resistance. 97,000 is also going to be very key resistance. Okay, let's assume, because I am bullish, but we also need to be prepared for 97,000 resistance. The reason is because right now, from the high to the low, we got ourselves the Fibonacci golden pocket, right? The 618, the 786. And so if the bull run's over, we're probably going to reject from here, make a lower low, and then we'll have to play it by ear. Honestly, we'll have to play it by ear. But again, 97,000 is going to be very important resistance for now. Like, I'd say important, maybe not super like amazing resistance, but important, because that's a line in the sand at 97K. Because we have to think about it in terms of the volume, right? It all comes back to volume. It all comes back to volume at the end of the day. Where's the majority of the volume? If the majority of the volume, which right now, since Trump won the election, is at $97,000, that means if we can't reclaim 97K, the majority of the market participants are agreeing that this is the upper limit of fair price, right? But if we reclaim that level, the majority of the market participants are saying, okay, we want higher prices. We want higher prices. Where's most of the buying and selling happening? If most of the buying and selling is above us, that's going to be key resistance. We can't reclaim it. It's the market telling us, no, we want this to be key resistance. We reclaim it. It's the market telling us, we want this to be support. We want higher prices. We're willing to buy and sell at higher prices. We're willing to buy Bitcoin at higher prices, right? All right, our alarm has just gone off. Oh, we're so close to our likes, guys. You know what? I'm going to give it another 5 minutes to get 500 likes for a $500 giveaway. All right, let's do it. I'm in a good mood today. I had my coffee. I had my sleep. I slept for 10 hours last night. Took a half-hour nap today. People asking, why is he always late? I was taking a nap, guys. I was taking a nap, and I got my energy back. We got our timer on, guys. All right? Let's see if we can't get 500 likes in the timer. We got 1,760 in the house, baby. All right? And we got a super chat in the house, baby. Shout out to Frankie Legend. A lot of analysts keep saying we're bearish on the monthly. Yeah, we're bearish on the monthly, Frankie. Yes, we're bearish on the monthly. Bitcoin is bearish on the monthly. But here's the thing about that. We have to interpret the higher time frames through the lens of the lower time frames, right? Are we bearish on the monthly? Yes, we're bearish on the monthly. We have a confirmed bearish div on the monthly. But let's zoom in. What's happening here? Like, what's happening here? Is this yellow VWAP like looking to bottom out? I can't really tell, right? So we go to our weekly. Our weekly says we're about to get a move to the upside, a retracement. Even if the top is in, let's say, I would suspect we could come back up to 97, right? To our Fibonacci golden pocket, which from where we're at right now would give us another 15%, right? So the monthly's bearish. But here's something else we need to consider. Let's say this actually continues up and we pump up even higher, right? Now we're at Bitcoin 120 or higher, and now we can say, okay, now the top is really in, because now we're getting another drive of bear div on the weekly here, and we can zoom in on the monthly and say, yeah, like this is bearish, but it might take a few months for that to play out. Maybe within the few months we get a higher high and make more bearish divergences, or maybe we get a lower high, right? So that's why you can't just like I mean, you can do stuff on spot, but if you're on leverage, you can't just be looking at the monthly and the weekly and be taking trades, because a lot can happen in between those details, right? We got to zoom into lower time frames and see like what's going to happen. Right now, I'm feeling like we're going to get a move to the upside. Okay, I'm feeling very similarly to how we were feeling back in this area here. All right, I'm feeling very similar to how we were feeling back in this area here. We're seeing hidden bull divs on the weekly. We're seeing bull divs on the daily. All right, we are seeing some very local signs of strength yet. Nothing major until we reclaim value area low. But yeah, like check it out. For example, like the last time we printed that monthly red dot was back here in May 2024, right? Look at this. I mean, if you had just shorted that red dot, the very next month, we made a higher high. Okay, literally, the red dot confirms. The very next month, we make a higher high. Then 2 months later, we get a dump. But then that same month, we end up with a 30% pump. All right? And then after the 30% pump, we end up with a 23% dump. So a lot can happen within that time, right? A lot can happen within that time. So we could make a lower high, we can make a higher high, but either way, let's actually take a look here. That monthly dot confirmed. And look at our weekly oscillator as well here, right? Look at the weekly oscillator here. The weekly oscillator was also showing downside, right? The weekly oscillator was also showing downside. And we got a trigger wave on the weekly here, which gave us that 30% pump. Now we have ourselves a really much more oversold wave on the weekly. So I feel like that does have the power. This oversold wave on the weekly does have the power to give us some kind of a move here. Some kind of a nice move. And again, these things might take some time to play out. We still have 6 days until this thing confirms. But like I said, we're watching, because this is slow motion trading. This ain't no FOMO in. Wake up in the morning, check your phone, open up Bybit 100x long, baby, click. Go make breakfast, get wrecked, right? This is you wait for the confirmation here, and then you still have a few weeks, a lot of times, to get in, all right? So we're just looking at what's brewing, all right? How you brewing, baby? There was a coffee joint I used to go to called How You Brewing. How you brewing? You know, just a regular drip coffee maker? Maybe you're a K-cup guy. Maybe you're a French presser. You guys drink the French pressed coffee? Shout out to Quiles for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, man. Man. Oh. All right, guys. I'll be right back. All right, give me 1 second. Like the stream. If we can have 1,500 likes by the time I get back, we'll do a $250 giveaway, all right? $250 giveaway. 1,500 likes by the time I get back. All right, let's put that on the screen, because I gotta do some stuff here. I gotta go quickly check something downstairs, but we're gonna say 1,500 likes by the time I get back. $250 giveaway. All right, I gotta go do some stuff downstairs real quick. All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Like the stream. All right, let's take a quick look. Oh, yeah, man. We got the dang likes, baby. All right, we got the likes. We're going to do a $250 giveaway, all right? We're going to do $250 giveaway. Congratulations. Congratulations on the $250 giveaway, guys. I'm excited for you. You're excited for me. All right? We're excited together. We're excited together. All right, let's see. What was I going to check? Right. Okay. All right. Awesome. Let's see who we got in the chat. Shout out to Miguel. You must have one of the best viewers to like ratios on YouTube. I mean, right now I do, because I lost 200 viewers by stepping away, and we got a lot of likes. All right? We got a lot of likes. We got a lot of likes. We stepped away for a little bit. All right. Let's do a giveaway right now, and then we'll go over Ethereum and all that. Actually, we'll wait to do the giveaway. Let's go over ETH. Let's go over ETH. All right. Let's go over ETH. Okay, so ETH, very similar to Bitcoin. All right, let's check it out. Very similar to Bitcoin right now. Ethereum. First of all, we are seeing hidden bull divs if we take it back to November. Now, it does not look as bullish as Bitcoin, because technically speaking here, I know a lot of people don't count the WEEX. All right, so some people are saying this is a hidden bullish divergence. If we use a line chart, we are seeing technically a slightly higher high, very slight, and we are seeing the oscillator give us a lower low. Now, here's the one thing. Whether we're using candles or lines, one thing is for certain, which is this. We have a very oversold wave here, and we are seeing ETH dipping down into bear market price ranges. All right, this is the bear market range. We are seeing ETH back in bear market prices. That is crazy, man. So there's two ways to look at this. If you believe that the top is in and the bull market's over, don't buy. If you think we have another run up and ETH is going to hit all-time highs, this is a good opportunity. Now, personally for me, I cannot bring myself to buy ETH now. I can't. The reason why is because I already bought all the ETH I wanted to back in November of 2022. So I'm basically at my entry right now on my spot ETH, which is nuts and sad. Okay, I try not to look at the account too much, all right? So I've already got all the ETH I want. I haven't sold any, all right? I've already got what I want. Now, this, let's say we do come to our $5,500 ETH. This right here is a beautiful, beautiful, if the bull market is still here, opportunity in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at the volume, all right? When we take a look at everything, going all the way back to January 2021, guys, we're talking 4 years of price action. We are at the value area low, all right? So all things considered here, we've got ourselves a big Ben Armstrong green dot, all right? We got the big Ben popping on out here on Market Cipher beyond the weekly. We have an oversold wave printing a green dot, negative 68 almost, guys, on Market Cipher B. That is so insane. We haven't seen anything close to that since the actual bottom back in June 2022. Right? We haven't seen anything close to this since the actual bottom. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? Now, we had some very bearish divergences that played out here. They played out. This is the weekly time frame. We've changed market structure now. We've made a lower low. There's two ways to look at this. Market structure bearish, you know, it's official. And now we're looking for our lower high to come in. Either way, I think we could see a move up from here. It's just like Bitcoin. Either we make a lower high into the golden pocket area, value area high, and then continue to dump forever. All right, because all of crypto was a giant scam and rug pull created by the CIA to get people to dump their money into something and then take it all away from them, right? Who knows? Or the bull market's not over, and we do see ETH do this, right? Right now, the upside potential is pretty good. I mean, let's even assume that we come down, right? And even come down to the low of June 2022. It's still a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio if ETH is going to hit a $5,500 level. I mean, even just as it stands right now, right? There's more upside potential than downside potential. Unless we're going to see ETH sub $1,000, which is crazy to think about, okay? But you know what else is pretty crazy? Even if we see ETH at $300, it's still a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, meaning there's 3 times more upside than downside. Even if ETH dips to $300, and $300 is like, you know, we're talking, those are the lows from 2020. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not planning to buy ETH now. If we dip below $1,000, I will actually buy ETH on spot. That's the only way I'm going to buy ETH on spot, dip below $1,000. Because then I'm actually buying lower than my initial big purchase in 2022. But, you know, we're just like Bitcoin, we're seeing some signs of hope on these high time frames. All right. Now, let's say we get a move up and we make a lower high here. Yeah, I also have to say this, okay? The way we came down like this is really is begging for at least to move back to the golden pocket, in my opinion. Like, we're begging to come back and retest $3,000 ETH. Why are we begging? Because it came down so quick, very little market structure, just this ugly descending channel. A lot of times when you break out of that, it's just a quick zoop, grab the liquidity. Even if we're in a downtrend, it's a zoop sloop, just a little whoop zoop sloop, you know. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, let's say, you know, we make a lower high. That's still, in my opinion, a lower high. That's still like 100% gain. I'm just throwing it out there. But even, let's say we make a lower low, all right? If this confirms in a few weeks, right? And let's say we do make a lower low, all right? Let's say we get like a dead cat and it just totally rolls over again, coming up to here. And then we make another low, right? And we come down to the bottom of this. We will have even more drive of bullish div on the weekly, which in my opinion looks more bullish. And, you know, I'm sorry, like, I'm fundamentally bullish on Ethereum. I'm fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin. There comes a point where I have to say, this is a really good opportunity, right? So, if I see that happen on ETH, let's just say, I'm going to have to say, this is a really good opportunity. Like, a really good, I'm going to probably be FOMOing in a little bit. If that happens, I'll be honest. But right now, the way I'm looking at things, this weekly, very oversold wave here. I mean, man, it looks good. It looks like a bottom is in or very near within the next few weeks. All right? And if we do get a pump from here, let's take a look at this volume, right? Like I said, I think once we're back above our $2,000 level on ETH, we could see a very fast, very fast move all the way back to 3,000. All right, because you know we go to our daily, and when you see stuff like this, where we don't have very clearly defined swing highs and swing lows, right? Like, this whole price action is so choppy. We don't have very clearly defined swing highs and swing lows. We have like this channel of like messiness. It's very easy for there to just be a big squeeze, right? Up to first 3,000 and potentially, just like what we're looking at with Bitcoin, coming up to new highs. Coming up to new highs. Man, that would be pretty juicy. So locally, I'd say for ETH, $2,000 is when we're kind of, I'm going to use the term out of the woods. There's 2 reasons why I'd say 2,000 is so key. Number one, it's just that obvious support resistance flip in the bear market. $2,000 was clear resistance. If we make this line a little bit thicker and green, all right, we're going to make our trend lines here the way we like our women. Thick and green, baby. You know? Dressed up like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, this was resistance in February 2021, support all throughout the summer 2021, support, resistance, support, resistance. So we reclaimed $2,000, and I'd say that's a major sign of strength right there. Also, we take a look at the volume. That is going to put us above the high volume node of the last 4 years. And again, it all comes back to the volume. Where's the majority of the volume? The majority of the volume is below us. That is bullish. 4 years of volume below us. that is very bullish. We could expect to move up to 3K. All right, around the Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 value area high. And then we would expect a move to new ATHs. All right. Then we could expect to move to new ATHs if we flip this in from resistance into support. From resistance into support. All right. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Man, what's going on, bro? Shout out to Joe Potter. I thought Eric Trump said buy ETH 2 months ago and thank me later. Well, maybe he's in the long game, right? Maybe he's the Michael Saylor type. Yeah, who knows? But look, let's just be honest. I mean, I don't know if Eric Trump and Donald Trump are like, I don't know anything about them. I don't know. I really don't. And I'm not political. I'm not a supporter of any political party or candidate or anything. But if you had bought in February, right? Right around here, let's say, and we do end up pumping up to like $5,000 and above, I mean, that's still a pretty good entry. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. We do have the whole crypto strategic reserve thing. We have the Fed looking like they're starting to pivot, right? There's a lot of interesting things that could happen the next few months that really could facilitate a big crypto pump, man. You know, the QE machine might turn on. It really might. That's the only thing the Fed can do, really, is print money, all right? That's the only thing you can do to keep a fiat currency afloat is to devalue it. And that's the one-trick pony of the Fed. So that's going to come at some point. So let's see. Let's see. We got all this tariff nonsense going on. There's a lot of things happening here. A lot of moving parts. All right. So, man, we got our viewership back up. Guys, we're going to do a $250 giveaway. Yeah, ETH is at really good support right now. February. Yeah, February. Daniel Gutez. Yeah. So ETH, Bitcoin, man, things are looking pretty juicy. All right, let's take a look at our Bitcoin trade that we got open here. I've got a little bit of a Bitcoin long up. All right, this is the scalp I was in. You guys saw me in this trade. I entered this trade on, I want to say I entered this trade on the 9th when we got our bullet. We got some bullish CBD retesting this golden pocket here. I entered the long trade. When the news came out about the tariffs, I added more live on stream. And then when we came down to this area, I added more again to the position because we were coming down to the golden pocket. And I figured we're at my entry. I have nothing to lose. So I added a little bit more. So I've already locked in 6K. This is the short trade from the Donald Trump fiasco. This is the announcement of the tariffs. This is the repealing of the tariffs. So, based on the chart, though, not based on the fundamentals. So, let's go, baby. Bitcoin's trying to get a little bit of a pump. All right. By the way, guys, if you want to trade on BLOFIN, not only do you get 10% cash back of everything you deposit, $1,000 future bonus, a chance to win these prizes on trading volume, but BLOFIN is doing $100 giveaways to those who sign up using my link. Also, guys, I'm currently partnered with BITUNIX. If you are looking for another KYC-free exchange, they're giving you a 20% deposit rebate up to $400. Plus, a competition. Everyone who signs up under my link, if you're the #1 trader, you can get an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Sounds fancy. Or you can get $1,200. You could win $500. An Apple Watch. You could be trading, you only need 10,000 volume to qualify. That's very low, especially if you're trading with leverage, right? So, pretty nifty. Shout out to BITUNIX offering the juicy stuff for Jason Casper. They've made this fancy landing page for me. Wow. Makes me feel so special. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. All right. Here we go, Bitcoin. Getting a pump. Let's check out the order flow. Wow, wow, wow. Would you look at this, guys? Lots of shorts currently trapped under VWAP right now. 17 million shorts trapped under VWAP. Bullish divergence. We've got a bullish divergence here, guys. I didn't even see this. Bull div, shorts trapped under VWAP, baby. Looks like we're about to get some shorts squeezed, man. We still have quite a few of those shorts open under the VWAP. Let's go, baby. I think we could get a nice little pump here, man. I think we could get a nice little pump on Bitcoin right now. I think we could come up to our next major zone, 88888. All right, let's put that on our chart here. 88888.88 cents. Ah, crap, it rounds up to 0.9. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, we'll just do 88888. This is going to be key, all right? It's going to be key. We're going to get our little pump here. Let's check out market Cipher on these lower time frames. How's market Cipher looking? We've been doing such high time frame analysis this whole time. How's the lower time frames looking? Nice, actually. Wow, look at that money flow. It's actually looking pretty good here. So, what a range day, man. Like, literally, we took the highs this morning. We took the lows. We're just back in the sideways range, man. This is nothing to write home about. I would send my mom a text, tell her, hey, Ma, you know, Bitcoin took the high, took the low. I wouldn't spend the time to, like, buy a stamp. I don't even know where to get those nowadays. Do they still have post offices? I don't know. I don't write letters. So, I'm definitely not going to write home about it. But I would send my mom a text, you know, a little screenshot. Hey, Ma, look, Bitcoin back in the range. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? The pump song? Alright, we could give the pump song a shot. Alright, we're going to do a giveaway. Maybe after the pump song. If this thing pumps... Remember, a lot of times the pump song is a top signal. But sometimes it's not. Let's see if the pump song works, alright? Let's see if the pump song works. Does the pump song work? Alright, baby. Look, we're getting that blue candle of goodness. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, let's go. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, let's go. Yeah. Come on, baby. Turn the mic up. Check one, check, check, check. Check one, check, check. Let's see if it works. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, now we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah. All right. It's working, guys. Here we go. I see a blue candle pumping on the chart right now. Calm down, Jason, calm down. Okay, I'm calm. Alright, remember, they said not to get emotional with the trading, but it's so hard! Here we go, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. I think we can do it. We're getting a little bit of a blue candle, baby. It works. It's working. Shout out to Jason Lee. It's working. It's working. It's working. Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss!
We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, yeah, we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, baby, let's go. We're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're gonna dump. Yeah, we're gonna pop. Yeah, we're gonna dump. Yeah, we're gonna pop right now.
Okay, so sometimes it does have a delayed effect, and we are getting a little bit of a purple candle. Just a little bit, okay? It did work for a second there anyway. Let's go to a lower time frame and see what's happening here. Alright. Let's see what's happening here. 12 minute looks alright. Let's go to the 6 minute. Let's go to the 3 minute. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a 3 minute top here, but the one thing that does give me hope, guys, is the bullish CBD that we saw here. Long, shorts, trap below the VWAP here. Even here we saw a little bit of bullish CBD. So we're reclaiming the VWAP. Let's see if we come back to retest the VWAP and then get a little bit of a pumperoni and queso there. All right, because we did have quite a few shorts. Look at in this one candle, 9.4 million shorts opening below the VWAP here. You know, we've got millions of shorts kind of trapped. A very large CBD divergence here. Let's see. Yeah, from this low to this low, you could see that that big increase of open interest, and wow, a massive decrease of CBD right there. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Shout out to Jason Lee for the shout out. Yeah, it works every time. All right. All right. Let's do a $250 giveaway, guys. While we wait for the pump song to kick in, we'll do a $250 giveaway. Then we'll do some $100 giveaways. All right, we will do some $100 giveaways after that. Let's start with a $250 giveaway. All right. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Guys, I need you to go into the chat. And I need you to spam your USDT address, alright? I'm not picking my nose, I'll mention it, alright? Spam your USDT address in the chat. I'm going to count down from 10. I'm going to take a screenshot. Now, before we do this, okay, before we do this, I have to say, listen very carefully. Listen carefully, guys. There are two options if you're looking at the YouTube chat, all right? There's top chat. Top chat shows some messages, all right, but potential spam will not be shown, all right? And top chat only shows people who actively participate in my live streams regularly, all right? Then there's live chat. All messages are visible. I'm in live chat so that everyone has a fair chance. You're probably in top chat. All right, now you see yourself in top chat, but everyone else doesn't see you in top chat. When you turn on top chat, the chat looks different. Look at how top chat is here, okay? I'm gonna refresh. Take a good look. I'm schooling you guys a thing or two on YouTube. In top chat, look at how the messages are slow, all right? Mostly mods are getting through. All right. Look at how slow the chat is here. Now, when I put on all chat, live chat, now look. Everyone's chat is coming through. All right. This is more fair on all chat, live chat. So I do the giveaways on live chat. All right. So that it's fair for everybody. So if you don't see what I see, it's because you're on top chat, not live chat. Doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your chance to win if which one you have showing. All right. But I'm looking at the live chat here. Look at how fast these messages are going here on live chat. All right. Now I'm going to count down from 10. I'm going to take a screenshot. And whoever's highlighted on my mouse is our winner. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's see who our winner is here. Oh, man. Shout out to my man. My man. HFG. HFG! Congratulations, bro. HFG is our winner. Man, with that big message, it won. All right, HFG. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations, man. All right, so HFG is our winner. I'm going to go ahead, bro, and send you over that prize. All right, major shout out to HFG. For winning our giveaway. Congratulations, HFG. HFG, congratulations, my man. All right, now, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to do some $100 giveaways, courtesy of BLOFIN. All right, we're going to do some $100 giveaways, courtesy of BLOFIN. If you want to win a $100 giveaway, courtesy of BLOFIN, make sure to sign up to BLOFIN using my link, because the way we're going to do it is, we're going to do it based on the user ID. All right, the user ID is going to be found underneath your name logo in your BLOFIN interface. All right, your user ID number, not your email address, your user ID number. So if you're signed up under my BLOFIN, we're going to do some $100 giveaways. All right, we're going to do some $100 giveaways. I'm going to send HFG his $250 prize. Shout out to HFG, man, a longtime supporter of the channel. I'm glad HFG won. All right, HFG, just sent that to you, my man. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations to HFG. All right, we're going to do more giveaways, guys. We're going to give away more. We're going to give away more. All right, we're going to give away more. All right, so here's the thing. Here's what we're going to do. Is it hot in here? Or is it just me? Here's what we're going to do, all right? I want you guys to, if you're signed up to under me on BLOFIN, I want you to spam your BLOFIN user ID in the chat, all right? Spam your BLOFIN user ID in the chat. I'm going to count down from 10, and the first 5 people who post, will win $100 courtesy of BLOFIN. Shout out to BLOFIN. All right? All right, so here we go. We're going to count down from 10. All right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so it was K-Jam was the first one. So let's see, it was K-Jam. I'm gonna copy these. K-Jam. I'm gonna make a little note of them here. All right, K-Jam. And then it was John M. Was the next one. And then it was Enlightened. Was the next one. And then it was Mustafa Music was the fourth one. And then it was Big Nibba. What was the fifth one? All right, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I accidentally deleted your message. Sorry, Big Nibba. All right, it's the fifth one. And all right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass those along to BLOFIN, and they're gonna send you your $100 prize. Congratulations to everyone, man. Congratulations to everyone. All right, cool. Awesome. That was cool. That was fun. That was cool. That was fun. Man, like I say, J Casper, we pay you to stay. You know? Shame420 says he can't see my messages. The truth is, Shame420, I can see everyone's messages except yours. I can see everyone's messages except yours, man. I can see all messages except Shame420. Alright, we got some super chats in the house. Shout out to Robert Harold. He says, long-term price prediction and the daily market analysis of XRP. Alright, let's take a look at XRP while we wait for Bitcoin to get a massive pump, which it's gonna. Alright, it's gonna. Bitcoin's gonna get a massive pump. Alright, so here's the deal with XRP. We have seen a liquidity grab of the lows. Alright. Let's go to our weekly. Let's start on our weekly here. So this weekly candle to me looks quite bullish. And we don't have a green dot yet, but we do have a hidden bullish div on the weekly for XRP. If Bitcoin's going to pump, XRP is going to pump. When we go to our daily time frame, I would say this. You know, obviously we're at our local resistance of $2.23. We could be looking for something like this, I would say. This is pretty much what I had drawn earlier on the chart, but basically we have this little resistance here, right? We're looking at this left shoulder, head, then we look for the right shoulder and the break to retest $2.75 at the Fibonacci Golden Pocket. And just like everything else, Bitcoin, ETH, and all that, this is going to be major resistance here. $2.75. If we reclaim that, then I'd say we're going for the highs. If we're going to continue down, this is going to be our lower high, right? So I would be looking for the long trade. In the event, the perfect setup would be a pump above $2.25 and then come down for our shoulder, our right shoulder, and then shoot for the $2.75 area. All right? Something like this. Right, a little bit higher, just change that market structure here on the daily, get some candle closes above $2.25, and then buy the dip into the retest of our support around $2, and then look to pump up 75 cents, where we either get a rejection and make a lower low, or we get a reclaim of the value area high, and then we go for the highs again, right? That's what I'd be looking at for XRP. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, ETH looks extremely oversold. It looks extremely oversold, you know? Thank you, Jay Becker. Thank you. I appreciate you. Name of the pump song? The name of the pump song is... the name of the pump song is... No Copyright Metal Step Music Brave New World Instrumental. Or I'll copy the link and post it in the YouTube chat here. Alright, boom. Boom, boom. There's the name of the pump song, alright? It's funny, that song has a lot of views and a lot of people are singing the pump song lyrics in the chat. You know? A lot of people singing the pump song lyrics in the chat there. Alrighty. I don't have the song recorded. Shout out to HFG. God bless you, bro, man. God bless you, man. God bless you, man. I'm glad you won, bro. You deserve it, honestly. Of all the people in here, HFG deserves the giveaway because he's here every single day supporting the channel. Is it true that I made an interview for another YouTube channel recently? Yep, I was on Crypto Princess's channel and it's gonna debut. Alright, shout out to Crypto Princess. Yeah, let's make sure to go subscribe to Crypto Princess. Let me find her on here. Thanks for reminding me about that. Crypto Princess, go check it out. Go subscribe. I did an interview that is going to debut April 15th. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. Alright, it's going to debut. Alright, go check it out. Go subscribe to Crypto Princess. Alright, I am subscribed to her on my main channel. This is my VIP Discord channel. So let's go ahead and subscribe to her from this channel anyway. Alright, go subscribe to Crypto Princess. Alright, shout out to Mark Dutch, the man. Shout out to Jackson 28. We got the, is that popcorn there? Popcorn. I love popcorn. If you guys don't like popcorn, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Alright? I love me some popcorn. I eat popcorn almost every day, actually. Can't go wrong. Low calories, high fiber. Shout out to Theoria Antonopoulos. What's going on, man? Shout out to Lauren. Who's HIV? HFG. HFG, this guy right here. Shout out to Investment Time. Shout out to Lasers Go Pew Pew. Do I trade crypto only? Yeah, for now, but I'm going to start trading futures at some point when my life calms down. My life is pretty hectic right now, guys. It's been a pretty crazy 2025 for me. Been a pretty crazy 2025, you know? So, who is Crypto Princess? Go subscribe and find out. Go subscribe and find out. Alright? Go subscribe and find out. You can't stand the kernels in your teeth. Yeah, that's the only downside to popcorn, honestly. That really is the only downside to popcorn. Alright, guys. Alright, it's been a great stream. I'm going to head out. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for being here. I love each and every one of you. And Lord willing, I will be live again tomorrow. So, I'll see you again. Popcorn's high in calories? I can't believe this. Come on, it's so low.